then broadcast. Welcome everyone. My name is Erica Reed, and I am the Online Program Support Coordinator for the MSEE on Coursera program at the University of Colorado Boulder.
Hi, and my name is Abby Rose. I'm the Online Program Course Coordinator for the MSEE on Coursera, and I will also be your moderator for the question and answer session today.
Thank you for joining us today. We are very excited for today's webinar. This is going to be similar to our previous webinar that aired on March 12th. This webinar is recorded. Abby and I will give an overview of the program and information on the new courses. Before we get started, let's get familiar with the Zoom interface. If you hover your mouse towards the bottom of your screen, you're going to see a chat icon. If everyone can click on the chat icon and type in where you're zooming in from today, that would be great. Typically, we get people from all over the world, and it's really exciting to see everybody.
All right, I see someone from Chicago. That's awesome. I lived there for 12 years. So, oh, okay, we've got, oh my gosh, you guys are going quick. New York, Raleigh, India, Perth, Australia, Telluride, Tucson, Canada, India, ooh, Morocco, Venezuela, New Jersey, Kashmir. Oh my gosh, you guys keep going. Rhode Island, Mexico. All right. Bangladesh, Dhaka, Bangladesh. All right, wow, we've got people from everywhere. Oh, Oman, in USA, but I'm from Colombia, awesome. And all right, looks like we slowed down a little bit. So, oh, Pennsylvania, so very cool. Thank you all for, reaching out and coming. So I will let Erica continue.
All right, thank you everybody. As for the Q&A icon, please refrain from asking any questions until the end of the presentation. After the presentation concludes, use the Q&A feature by hovering your mouse towards the bottom of your screen and click on the Q&A icon to type in your questions. Please do not use the chat function when asking your questions. Now, let us do a poll. And we would like to hear about how you heard about the MSE on Coursera program. All right, I'm giving it another maybe 10 seconds here. Oh, perfect. Looks like about 66% of you have heard this from the Coursera website. That's awesome.
Yeah, a couple of people in the chat are saying they saw a message about it somewhere, but don't remember exactly where. They just got a lot of messages too, just to add to that.
Perfect. Well, thank you, everybody. Now,
all right, so this is our outline for today. The webinar will give you an overview of the program and information on some new courses that are coming up in August. I just want to reiterate, as Erica said, please refrain from asking questions until the end of the presentation. The reason is that we designed this webinar to hopefully answer most of your questions. So then after the presentation concludes, use the Q&A feature to ask your questions, not the chat feature. All right, so take it, Erica.
Oh, thanks, Abby. This slide presents a high-level overview of the MSE on Coursera program. This program has performance-based admission, which means no application, no GRE scores, no TOEFL, no IELTS, no letters of recommendation. All you need to do is to prove to us that you can do the work, then we admit you. So students will be admitted after completing the pathway specialization, which consists of 3 to 5 courses, depending on the specialization, and successfully completing them with a cumulative GPA of 3.0 or higher. which is an average of a B grade. This program is 100% online with recorded lectures. The courses are designed to be 4 to 6 weeks in length and are offered in an 8-week session. Students can work at their own pace, but must complete the work by the end of the 8-week session. And at the end of the 8-week session, all enrolled students are assigned a letter grade. The MSc on Coursera students earn the same credentials as our on-campus students. There are no designations on the transcript, certificate, or diploma to indicate that this is an online program. They will have earned a fully accredited Master of Science in Electrical Engineering or a graduate certificate. Unlike the non-credit option, students do not pay a monthly subscription fee for the 4-credit version. Students pay per credit hour, not per semester, which allows for maximum flexibility. Tuition is assessed on a pay-as-you-go per credit basis. More detailed information about the course software and hardware requirements can be found on the department website. To receive a full refund, 2 requirements must be met. 1, each student must submit a drop request form within 14 days from the class start date, or their enrollment date, whichever one is later. And number 2, the student must not have access to restricted content, which in this case is the final exam in the course. A refund will be returned to the student's credit card within 7 to 10 business days. When a course is dropped under these conditions, it will not appear on the student's record. Students who request to drop the course after the 14-day period and have not accessed the final exam may withdraw from the course. However, they will not receive a refund, and the student will receive a W grade, which has no bearing on the GPA. Payments do not roll over to future sessions. Currently, the university accepts Visa, MasterCard, American Express, and Discovered Card. Abby will talk more about the admission process on the next slide. Take it, Abby.
All right. So as mentioned previously, this program has performance-based admissions. So that means no application, no exams, no letters of recommendation. Students only have to prove that they can handle the coursework by completing a series of entry courses, or what we call pathway specializations, earning a cumulative GPA of 3.0 or better, or as Erica said, a B average. At this point, you will be automatically admitted into the degree program regardless of your background. So we don't expect, or we do expect, that you will have the requisite knowledge to complete the electrical engineering courses at the graduate level from previous experience through work or education. So after paying your tuition, new students are required to complete the onboarding course before they can access their lecture materials. This course, it only takes a few hours to complete. This course also doesn't affect your GPA by any means. It's not listed on your transcript. It's meant to provide you with in-depth information about the program, how to use the Coursera platform, and the University of Colorado Boulder policies. So this is a really important, this one and the next slide are really important slides, so commit it to memory. We designed the program into focused, manageable topics to allow for flexibility and stackability to earn different credentials such as certificates and/or a degree. Courses are offered for fractional credits ranging from about 0.6 to 1.2 credit hours. Each specialization consists of 3 to 4 courses, which is equivalent to a regular 3-credit semester course on campus. And students complete the course materials at their own pace, but it must be completed within at the end date of the 8-week session for which you're registered. All right, and so the course structure, 4-credit sessions run in 8-week segments throughout the calendar year. Students have the ability to upgrade to the non-credit version, or from the non-credit version to the 4-credit version, and complete the coursework within the 8-week window. So students have 8 years to accrue the credits, 30 credits with a cumulative B average in order to earn their master's degree. And each course is designed to be 4 to 6 weeks long in content. All of that work must be done within the 8-week sessions. So you have a lot of wiggle room there. And here's the next slide. This is actually a slide that you will want to commit to memory as well, or you can take a screenshot as we leave it up here. And I'll leave it up here for a few extra seconds so you can really study it. This diagram shows how performance-based admission works. Students need to complete, as we know, a total of 30 credit hours to graduate, which includes the pathway specialization courses. So you can take a look at the top, we have graduate certificate, and then we have a master's degree. So this helps you kind of see the progress toward completion. So I'll leave that up for like 5 seconds or so, just so you can just take a look at it for a bit longer. Okay, Erica, let's move to the next slide. So we have 4 focus areas so far. We have power electronics that has 14 courses and 4 specializations. Embedded systems has 14 courses as well, but 5 specializations. Photonics and optics has 9 credits with 3 specializations. And we're really excited because we have a bunch of new courses that we're offering in the starting in the August session. We have 10 courses in power electronics. And if you take a look at this, you can kind of scroll through and see how many we have. And this is in addition to the courses we're already offering. So I'll leave that up for a few seconds so you can take a look at what is coming up. And then if we go to the next slide, you'll see that we have 5 new courses in embedded systems that will be released for August. We don't have any photonics and optics courses for August, but we will have some more later. So stay tuned for that. All right, I'm going to hand it off to Erica.
All right, thank you, Abby. If you're not sure you're ready for the 4 credit courses, we highly encourage you to enroll in the non-credit course first. This is to see if the online format is going to work for you, and this will also allow you to test your ability and practice the skills required to pass the course and all assessments once you upgrade to the 4 credit version. The difference is that the non-credit version does not have any final exam, and you don't really get a grade for it. The non-credit students may earn a course and specialization completion certificate from Coursera, but it does not imply the conferral of credit from the University of Colorado Boulder, nor do they appear on the student's transcript. You may upgrade from non-credit to 4 credit at any time during your coursework. Previously completed assignments from the non-credit course will be automatically applied to your 4 credit experience. In general, additional exams will be required to earn credit for a course, as well as a successful tuition payment. Please note that if you started the non-credit course within the same month that you enrolled in the 4 credit course, you will not receive a refund for the monthly subscription fee associated with that non-credit course. The reason is that the monthly subscription fee is paid to Coursera, not to the University of Colorado Boulder. Currently, the MSc on Coursera cannot accept transfer credits from another program. You may be able to transfer credits earned from the MSc in Coursera to another university or program at the discretion of the receiving institution. Due to the pioneering nature of this online program, we are unable to offer scholarships or financial aid at this time. We know that cost is a consideration for everybody. Because of the online format, we have been able to greatly reduce the tuition, which is considerably less than what we offer on campus today. This is a pay-as-you-go program, so the total cost can be spread out as it works best for you.
So our August 2020 enrollment date starts August 10th, which is right around the corner. The enrollment time will be available at 9 a.m. Mountain Daylight Time. The enrollment link will be on our website, and I'll also throw it into the chat feature so you can have it there as well. There's no cap on enrollment, so we can take as many of you as you'd like, so please tell your friends. Tuition's due at the time of enrollment, and classes start August 24th, and we really look forward to seeing you there.
Yeah, and just so everybody knows, if you do decide to enroll today, that is not going to be for the August session, it's going to be for this current session, which is June session, and it ends within the next week or so. So if you want to have a good head start, I would recommend to not enroll until August.
Yeah, August 10th, right, Erica?
August 10th. Yep,
Yeah,
that is correct.
yeah.
All right, and that sums up our overview of the MSE on Coursera program. We are going to do another poll before taking any Q&A questions. And we would like to know if you intend to pursue the MSE degree or the graduate certificate. I'll leave it up here for maybe another 10 seconds. All right.
Nice.
It's almost 50-50. I'm still deciding, and yes, I intend to pursue a master's degree. Perfect.
Awesome.
Well, thank you, everybody. If you have additional questions after the webinar, please send an email to msce-mooc@colorado.edu. We are now ready for a Q&A, and go ahead, Abby.
Yeah, so I am excited that we have two special guests today. They are two course facilitators who are currently running two wonderful courses. And so they're going to help us out with answering some of the questions. And so if you have specific stuff that you want to ask them, please do. So I'm going to ask Parvati and Jan to turn on their cameras. And why don't we start with Jan, you start with introduce yourself, and then we'll go to Parvati.
Hi, so I'm a PhD student in the optics department, and I am a course facilitator for one of the optics courses.
Hello everyone, I'm Parvati Suresh. I'm a master's student here at CU Boulder with a background in electrical engineering, and have been offering course support for the past 1 year.
All right.
Thank you, Jan. Thank you, Parvati. All right, let's take it away with Q&A.
All right, let me see here. So first question is, do we need to be continuously enrolled in courses?
Nope, you do not. We have some students who enrolled in 5 courses in one 8-week session, and then they don't enroll for the next couple of sessions, and then they re-enroll again. As long as you do this within 8 years, you're okay.
So how do we select the courses, and can we take whatever we want?
Yes, you can technically take whatever you want. In fact, perhaps I can share my screen on what it looks like on the enrollment form. I'm going to stop sharing real quick. Okay. I don't know if everyone can see my screen. So this is our website. This is our homepage. And when you click Start Now on this big blue button, I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. You will be able to choose whatever courses you want. You can choose by focus areas or choose by specialization. So for example, you want to do power electronics, it would show all the power electronics courses that are available right now. Or if you want to choose active optical devices, it would show you whichever course. And this is the current session right now, which is in June and ends on August 21st. And if you are a returning student, we would suggest you to click on this link here. But if you're a new student, then you can select whatever courses you want.
All right, so somebody asked, do I need to complete one full specialization within the 8-week session to be admitted, or could I spread that over to the next sessions?
You can spread that over. We have several students who takes about several months to get admitted. Some students take about 2 months, 2 sessions. So whatever works best for you.
For how long max is this full degree specialization previewed? I'm not quite sure if that person who asked that could possibly kind of clarify that would be helpful to us, unless Erica, you, yeah.
Quite sure.
Okay, well, hopefully they'll chime in a bit. And so can current UC Boulder students enroll?
Yes, absolutely.
The yearly Coursera subscription model will be available in this master's degree. I don't believe so. That is something we could double check though. Maybe we can take a note to check that.
Yeah, and also you can send an email to MSE-MOOC with that same question, and then we'll look into it for you.
Yeah, that's actually even better. Thanks, Erica. Are there any plans to introduce more power systems oriented courses?
Yes, absolutely.
When you sign up, how much tuition does one have to pay up front?
It's $667 per credit hour. So if you decide, let's see, let me give you an example. Or actually, I can just do this here on the enrollment form. Let's say you want to do a 0.8 credit hours. And then it would be $533.60.
Okay. Is there a number of online credits that constitute full-time study?
We have a couple of students who do that. The majority of our students are working professionals. So it's whatever see fit for you. However, we do recommend for students to start with one course. And then if you think that you can take more courses, then go for it.
Is there a restriction on citizenship for enrollment and receiving the degree?
Nope, as long as you have the credit cards that, you know, with Visa, MasterCard, Discover, or American Express, you're good to go.
All right. How do you provide accommodations to people with disabilities?
That one will need to submit a form. So once you've enrolled into the course, there is a specific email to send for current students, and you would just need to let us know ahead of time that I would need some accommodations, and then we'll be able to work with the different departments in the university to accommodate your needs.
All right, so this one I'm gonna ask our facilitators to chime in on. It's if the lectures are recorded, what type of support do we get as students when we need extra guidance or to ask additional questions? So Parvati, you want to take it?
Yeah. So for guidance, what we offer is there are these discussion forums that's available on Coursera where fellow peers answer your questions. And if they are not able to help you, we come in and we answer the questions. And there are these office hours that will be held twice a week. And also there is a common pool, like an email ID on which you can send in your questions and we would be emailing you back on that.
Great. All right. Okay. If I enroll for August session, can I do the optical engineering specialization?
Yeah, absolutely. And so if you go on this website, I mean, after you do an enrollment, right now, yeah, you can definitely enroll because this is all good to go. And then there's another one for your optics specialization will be coming soon. But yes, you can definitely enroll into those courses now. Well, now for June session.
August 10th for the August session. So.
That's correct.
Okay, when we transfer a class from Coursera to CU, do we keep the grade or is it based on the final exam? So I guess if you're transferring the course for credit into, say, a master's degree at CU, the grade is the grade. So, you know, if you get an A in the overall grade of the course, then it transfers in as a grade of an A. It isn't fully based on the final exam. Erica, do you want to add to that or have any different thoughts?
Yeah, so for example, optical efficiency and resolution, if you click on it, the syllabus is right here. and it would have all the grading percentage. So, assignment 1, week 2, and Jan can probably chime in. Here's the letter grade rubric, and this is different for each course because our faculty set their own letter grade rubric. And you can even look through the week 1 and see what the duration is and what it covers. So all of the courses that has a link to it has the syllabus.
Yeah, the only thing that I would add to that is that you would have, there's no hard deadlines for any of the weeks. And so you would have the ability to redo the material for a better grade, and then your final exam would get weighted in. So you would get an opportunity to increase your score.
Okay. All right, so I'm part of the way through the Coursera Power Specialization, started before online March was offered. I think that's that. If I complete that with a B, can that serve as the pathway course and go towards the degree?
What's the name of the specialization again? Is it Power Electronics?
It says Power Specialization. So I assume Power Electronics, but.
Yeah, so on our website, it would state which ones are pathway and which ones are not. So if you are taking the 4-credit pathway specialization, and it will state here, then yes, that will count towards being admitted to the degree program.
Do we have a timeline of when courses in optics and photonics, et cetera, will be available?
Well, optical engineering specialization, pathway specialization is already, that's already live. The faculty is working on the 5603, which is the capstone design. Semiconductor devices specialization, which is also pathway specialization, this is already available today. And same with the active optical devices specialization. The rest we're anticipating coming sometime next year.
Can one complete a certificate and then a degree using that certificate, like complete in stages?
Yes, absolutely. So on the embedded systems, just an example, the bottom here under certificates, such as Industrial Internet of Things certificate. So the first one, embedded sensors and motors, that's already available. Developing Industrial Internet of Things, that's already available. Embedded interface design is going along. The first course will launch in August. So if you complete these, you already have 9 credits. And all you need is 21 credits left in order to get the MS degree. So you can get both certificate and the MS degree.
So this is a good one. There is a master's degree in data science offered by CU on Coursera as well. Will some of the courses in the MSEE crossover?
That is a good question. We are still trying to figure that out. However, we are, if you would like, you can send us an email, mse-moog@colorado.edu, and we do work very closely with people who are working on the Master of Data Science, and we're still collaborating on that. So stay tuned.
Yeah, exactly. I was gonna say, for now, we know that no crossover will happen, but at least not at this time. So if there's more, we'll definitely share that with you. If I fail to get a B grade, do I need to retake the class again and pay tuition again?
Yes, you can. Just know that when you do retake a course, if you haven't been admitted to the degree program, whatever grade you get will be it's whatever cumulative GPA that you have. So for example, you get a C grade and you retook the course and you got an A grade, the final result of that grade would be an equivalent to a B. So it's not a complete replacement. Now, if you're an admitted student, that's a little bit different.
Okay. Here's some for our facilitators. If we get stuck in a course, how do we get tutoring? Is that possible?
Yeah, so, sorry. So we do offer course support over office hours, which will be like an hour-long sessions that will be held twice, or in case there are a lot of students who need more support, we do extend it to 2 to 3 hours a week. So that is how we would be offering course support.
Okay. I am currently employed as an international student on OPT, which prohibits me from enrolling at university at a different education level while still working in the USA. Do you know if online master's program offered through Coursera is an exception and would not impact my current OPT visa status? That's a good one.
That is a really good question. Yeah, we'll look into it for you. In the meantime, if you don't mind sending an email to mse-mooc@colorado.edu, this way we'll be able to queue that in and then research it, and then we'll get back to you on a more concrete response.
Yeah, good question though. Are the courses provided on the university's platform? Are the courses provided on the university's platform or Coursera? Also, how do the project-based courses go about on the online platform? So Erica, can you answer the first part, and then the second we'll defer to Jan and Parvati?
Absolutely, I was gonna ask that as well. So, we partner up with Coursera because we are using their platform in order to produce these courses. So everything is on the Coursera platform. And then Jan, go ahead.
I'm sorry, I missed the question.
Sure. So it says, how do the project-based courses go about on the online platform?
Oh, yeah. So most, if not all of the classes that are available offer some sort of laboratory component or some sort of hands-on component. Specifically in optics, we play with a program called ZMAX, which allows you to demonstrate and simulate optical systems, and sort of it provides a really sort of cool hands-on experience with how to actually design optical systems. And so each of the courses has some sort of aspect to this, and I think it's a really good part of the courses.
Okay. On average, how many hours per week are required to complete one unit of a course?
That depends on the course, and that depends on your experience and familiarity of each of the course. So, but what we can tell you is, for example, the sensors and sensors design, we can tell you the average duration hours that you need to take in order to complete each week of each syllabus. So it just really depends. Everybody's different, but we do have it on our website on what the average duration time that you need to take.
And Jan or Parvati, do you have a sense of like how much time students are putting into your courses?
I would say that the hours listed are pretty accurate. Sometimes you can get stuck up on a problem or two and sort of extend past that estimated duration, but I think that they're relatively accurate.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree.
Cool. So this next question is to the experts. Is it true that VLSI field is on the verge of saturation? I am definitely not an expert in that, so I'm going to defer to somebody else in this. Do our facilitators have any answer to that, or?
I play with lasers. I have no idea.
Okay.
I'm sorry, me neither.
Okay, that's okay. Thank you. Well, for whoever asked the question, if you want to send it to our email, mse-mooc, perhaps we can investigate for you and find an answer. Okay, so how can I complete a master's degree of 30 credit hours when there's only 9 credit hours, 9 courses available for the specialization?
Then you choose a different specialization. So you take whatever specialization that you would like. So the pathway specialization is only for you to get admitted into the degree program. And the rest would be whatever you choose. And also what you can do, what some people are doing, is they take all the specializations that are not pathway specialization, so let's say they have 27 credit hours already, and in order to get admitted and get an MS degree, you would still need to take a pathway specialization, which consists around 3 credits. So now you have to choose a pathway specialization. So we are pushing for August to have about 30 credit hours total. And then there will be more coming in October and January of next year.
Mm-hmm. Is it possible, encouraged, discouraged to take multiple pathway specializations?
We've had students do it and are successful at it. What we do encourage you to do is to start with one course first. If you can do more, then do more.
Okay, so where is the enrollment for the non-credit classes?
That is going to be on the Coursera platform. It's going to be on their website, because on our website, this is all the 4 credit courses.
Okay, just to clarify, every 8-week session is like a semester on campus, right?
Not exactly. So a regular semester campus is 16 weeks long, and we have 3 semesters per year. For the MSc on Coursera, that is cut in half. So instead of 16 weeks, it is now 8-week session. And there are, instead of 3 semesters per year, we have 6 sessions per year.
However, you do need to complete your coursework by the end of the session, like you would in a semester, where you would complete it and submit everything. At the end of the fall semester, you submit it all at the end of in December. So it's the same. You have the same requirements of time of when things need to be submitted. Okay, do students in master's program have access to career services offered by the university?
So we have something that what we call Handshake, and that is offered to our on-campus students and any students admitted into the degree program.
All right, it says, I'm taking screenshots as a personal tool. It comes in handy during my exams on Coursera. However, I want to know if there's any problem if I use those screenshots or do a Google search during a ProctorU exam. And I'll answer this. We have specific requirements, or we permit certain tools to use in your exam. Those are approved by the faculty member. And you will know about those before you take the exam, and the proctor that will know about those. So those are the only tools that you can use. Sometimes that's a calculator or an equation sheet or a link to a particular website that's going to be needed in order to complete the exam successfully. So you can only use what is shared with you for that particular exam, and that is assigned by the professor. For specialization, we can take all 3 or 4 courses simultaneously, or are they only available in a series?
You could take them simultaneously, all at the same time. But we still recommend you to take 1 course at a time. We've had a few students who took the non-credit version for the entire specialization or 2 specializations, and then they just upgraded to the 4 credit course. So all they need to do is take the final exam, and they took about 5 courses and all got an A on it within the 2 weeks of the 4 credit course. But that's only because they took it as a non-credit first.
When transferring non-credit coursework to credit coursework, what are the weights of transferred work? They're exactly the same, right?
They're exactly the same, except the 4 credit version, the majority of the time, you only just need to take the final exam. There are a few that may require you to take, have additional homeworks or additional projects. So there's just a little bits and pieces that you'll need to do. And just know that the final exams are proctored.
And what about laboratory classes? Will we be given access to virtual labs? How about our facilitators? Do you guys have some input? Nope.
Oh yeah, I was saying, as I said before, you have sort of these projects you have to complete and those can be done in sort of a variety of different softwares that are generally provided by the program. I'm only speaking for optics at the moment, but it's sort of, you have a project and there is potentially some peer graded aspect to that project.
All right. Do any courses require purchasing electronic kits for testing hardware at home?
That depends on the course. So with power electronics, you don't really have any additional kits that you need to do. With embedded systems, there are a couple courses that you'll need to have. So for example, sensors and sensor circuit design. On our website, you will see under component list of what you'll need to have. And a lot of the courses won't have the components list, and some do.
Okay, if I take more than 8 weeks to complete a course, am I paying per course or per session?
You're paying per course.
Yeah, and let me back up. If you're doing the non-credit course, you have as long as you need to complete the coursework. However, if you say, hey, I want to take all this non-credit coursework and put it into for credit and register, you're going to register for the session. So say you want to register for August session, you'll do that after August 10th. And if you want, you can take all of your non-credit coursework and roll it in. But it all has to be done by the end of the August 8-week session. So you don't have forever to do it if you're going to get credit for it. So I hope that clarifies things a little bit.
Yeah, and piggybacking on that too, just know that if you decide to enroll into the non-credit course in August, that is a monthly subscription fee. And then you want to take the for-credit course in the same month, that is an additional fee for the tuition. So it's $667 for credit. And then I believe it's $79 for the monthly subscription fee. So just know that if you're going to take it in the same month, you're going to be paying double.
Are for-credit exams proctored and with a time limit? If so, what happens when we have internet connectivity problems during the exam? And yes, they are proctored and there is a time limit. It is just dependent on the exam you're taking. Most of them are 2 hours, some are an hour, it just depends, but you need to make sure you look at the details of that prior to taking your exam. If your connectivity just drops out, unfortunately, that's just something we can't accommodate. So we really, really urge you to make sure your connectivity is perfect. Make sure if you have to, you can just plug into the wall. That might make it even better. But please, please be aware of that and make sure that you're, in a great place with great Wi-Fi, or you can plug in so that you don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, and piggybacking on what Abby was saying, there is a test connectivity on ProctorU, and that is what we highly recommend for anyone who starts scheduling their proctored exam. There is a link there to test everything before you start.
So after getting this course, we get a certificate. Is it equivalent to a college degree?
After you complete the 9-credit designated courses, it is equivalent to the University of Colorado Boulder graduate certificate.
Are all the courses presented on Coursera, do we also pay for the tuition on Coursera, or should we go to the university website to enroll?
You can do both. So on the Coursera website, there is an Enroll Now, and that will take you to the same exact enrollment form that I just previously showed on our website. So it's both on our website and Coursera website.
Do you provide any support for finding employment after graduation?
That is what the handshake is for. That's what we provide for all admitted students, and you will have that for the rest of your life.
Okay, so in a previous webinar, Dr. Erickson said that there's an 8-year time limit to finish up on the MSEE. Can you confirm that?
Yes, 8 years, the time limit.
Okay, is the onboarding session mandatory before or after the first pathway is completed? The onboarding session is mandatory for the first course you take. So if you want to take, like Erica said, 1 class per session, the very first class you take is the 4-credit class. You have to take the onboarding course. And I would like to stress that you take the onboarding course at the very beginning of the session, if possible, or when you finally register, take it straight away, because you will not access the content for the private session or 4-credit coursework unless you complete the onboarding course. So we don't want you to miss out on any of that coursework that you have on the opposite or the other side of the onboarding course that needs to be done in order for you to get a good grade or a passing grade.
Yeah. You don't need to take the onboarding course after you complete it.
Right. So if you sign up for courses for the following session, you don't have to take it again. It's just on the very first time you take a class. If I preview to work full-time at the same time as study, can I spread the courses for 2 years, for example?
Yes, absolutely. You can spread it up for 8 years.
I am planning to do the MSc online in power electronics, but I completed some courses from Coursera. Do the Coursera courses count? Also interested in controls theory, but it says coming soon. Does it mean the spring semester?
So on the first question, we don't accept transfer credits from another university or program. It has to come from MSc and Coursera, specifically from the University of Colorado Boulder. And for the second question, if you're seeing coming soon, it will most likely be sometime around 2021. And we will provide updates on emails or even on the website and upcoming webinars, future sessions on the progress and what's actually going to go live within the next several sessions.
Okay. It seems like the FPGA specialization is short. It only has 2 courses of 0.8 credits. Are there more courses coming, or is this just a smaller specialization?
I'll let you answer that, Abby.
They're coming. They're coming. We have 2 more in the pipeline, and if you just take a look at our website, we update it regularly. You should see those coming up very soon. All right. And to add to that, it isn't a small specialization. It's just, we're just waiting on the last 2 courses to make it a full specialization. So hope that helps. How does the retaking of a course work for admitted students?
I'm going to pull up. So this is our student handbook. Let me just, oh, by the way, if you're wondering where the student handbook is, that is going to be under current students. And the student handbook is right here. Let's see, retake courses. Give me a second here. So I think there is a specific verbiage here, because you can replace a grade. Sorry, I'm not used to like me. Okay, so in the student handbook, so you can replace up to 6 credits in the cumulative GPA calculation. This is only for admitted students. So there you go.
All right, so the next 2 questions I'm going to ask Jan and Prabhati to help with. The first one is, does the course support office hours only get offered if we are a CU student as opposed to just taking Coursera courses?
So as far as I know, you only get the office hours type support is if you're enrolled in the 4-credit option of the courses.
Yeah, yeah. And are courses graded on curves or flat percentages?
That depends.
Did you want to add, Parvati?
Yeah, so for the pathway course that I'm handling, it's a flat percentage.
Okay. All right.
And it is flat for my course as well.
Okay, perfect. Will the RF courses be available next year? Right now they show up as coming soon on your website, but I don't want to be stuck with a specialization that have no courses available.
I can totally empathize, and I totally understand. We have a few students who decides to wait until all of the courses that they want to take are available. And some students said like, oh, well, I'll just take it and then it'll come. So for the RF microwaves, right now they're still in the early stages of development. So right now it just really depends on the faculty, and then it still needs to be beta tested and be put on the platform. So what we can tell you is it's not going to come until either late 2021 or early 2022. Who knows? It might come earlier, but the earliest it's going to come is going to be next year.
Okay, so can we expect a specialization in energy and power engineering in the near future?
Specifically, like the power systems, or?
It says power and energy and power engineering.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so that is still in the early stages. It hasn't been developed just yet. There's still some early stages in like the contracts. So that, but the faculty is really, really efficient. So it's probably not going to come until late next year.
Okay, here's a good one. If you sign up to take the course for credit, can you switch back to non-credit during the 8-week period?
No,
this is a complicated one.
No.
Well, no, you can't. However, we have that drop window, right, Erica? So if you register, or it's like it's either the first day of class or the time in which you register, whichever one's. I'll have to yeah, Erica, you might want to like help me out with the language, but you can drop the course and you'll get a W, and then you kind of nothing shows up and you don't get a penalization or anything. Is that right or wrong?
Yeah, so if you drop the course within the 14 days of when you first enroll in the course, then you won't even get a W. It won't show on your record. Now, if you drop after the 14-day period, then you will get a W and you don't get a refund. Then you can sign up for the non-credit version, which is a monthly subscription fee.
Okay, thank you. Do you get only one attempt at each quiz, or is the final score for each based on a set of attempts? Also, is the final exam based on multiple choice questions or problem solving? So Jan or Pravati, do you have some thoughts on that or comments?
Yeah, so you do get multiple attempts on the quiz. You can take it any number of times. That being said, within the deadline, that's a day before the end of the session. And yeah, what was the other question? I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. Is the final exam based on multiple choice questions or solving problems?
I think it depends upon the course that you're going to take. If I have to speak about the one that I'm facilitating, which is semiconductor device pathway. So for that, it involves solving numericals, not a multiple choice question.
Okay. And then I'll just say too, the quizzes and the homeworks, you have unlimited number of attempts to submit, but the final exam, that you only submit once. So, or you only take it once. So you got that one chance. So you gotta make sure you're ready.
Yeah, and then for the power electronics, Bob Erickson's course, you have unlimited attempts, but you can only submit once. So, but there, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, Abby, maybe in embedded systems where there's only one attempt, but for power electronics, unlimited attempt within that 2-hour period.
Yeah, so you get one.
Same way for optics.
Okay, good. Yeah, so you get like one time to schedule your exam and to take it, and multiple attempts within that time that you're taking the exam. So if you're like, you submit all of your answers, you have 10 questions, you submit them all in the first 15 minutes, you can then go back and resubmit until the end of that 2-hour window or whatever time frame you have. So hopefully that helps clarify a little bit. What are the education backgrounds of previous students? EEs, MEs, physics? Is it mechatronics engineering a good fit into the program?
I think that would be fine. It just really depends on your experience. And well, we've had some students who didn't complete their bachelor's degree, but they have so many work experiences on specific topics in electrical engineering that they're able to just go through it just fine. It just really depends. So the non-credit version does have a 2-week free trial, which I would highly recommend to take full advantage of. This is for you to know, to see if this is the right fit for you. In fact, we do have 2 minutes left, so we might only have, we can do 2 more questions before wrapping up.
Okay, real quick. Do you have plans for an EE PhD program?
Not for this, not at this time, no.
Okay. Given that this is a very young program, what guarantee is there that the program will not be discontinued within a year or 2? Will there be any fallback options?
So as far as we know right now is if it does an apocalypse happen or anything like that, the University of Colorado is really good at making sure that any students will be grandfathered in from the, whatever the program was to begin with. We just stopped admitting new students, but we do not foresee that this program is going to sink or anything like that. In fact, we are growing immensely every session.
Yeah. Do we need to install any software to pass some degrees? The software is like MATLAB, Simulink, or any software that we have to buy.
You're on, Jan.
I was waiting for this question. I'm going to post a link into the chat. This will provide you bring you to the Office of Information Technology website, and this will provide you all of the programs that are available for you to download as a CU student. There are additional programs that are generally provided in the course with sort of more specific instructions that are not available to sort of all CU students as a whole. But for the most part, I don't think you have to buy any software.
Perfect. Thank you, Jan. And we are out of time. These are amazing, amazing questions and an amazing webinar today. Lots of great questions. Thank you so much for joining us. And just know that this is recorded, so we will be sending you the recording link. And Jan, I'm not sure if you've already submitted Oh, you did? Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for joining us. Have a wonderful rest of your day. If you have any additional questions, please send an email to msce-mooc@colorado.edu.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.